Alhamdulillah, thanks to Allah SWT who gathered us today to hear about Isra wal Mi'raj. Before we start our program today, let's first recite Ummul Quran Al-Fatihah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. First and foremost, I would like to welcome our brother Sheikh Ahmad Najjar from Ministry of Education Palestine, who are here today to talk about Isra wal Mi'raj. We from Badan Ibadat Islam and Pronas and the management of Pronas would like to thank you for coming here. Inshallah, without further ado, I would like to pass it to you. So he will tell about Isra wal Mi'raj and relation with Makkah, Palestine and Al-Aqsa.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي يصعد الكلم الطيب والعمل الصالح يرفع. والصلاة والسلام على إمام المجاهدين وقائد المهاجرين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه وآل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم ارض عن سادتنا أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعن الصحابة أجمعين وعنا وعنكم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, allow me to thank the brothers and sisters from Petronas to give me this opportunity to come and to talk to you for the second time. I guess this is the second time for me. I was here before a year and a half. And I'd like also to extend my thanks and gratitude to our brothers from Muslim Care, and in particular for Hajj Kif al-Wahjan and our brothers Hajj Mat Arifin for hosting me here in Malaysia. So Jazakumullah khair all. And before I proceed in my speech, I'd like also to convey a very important message from both of the Palestinian people in Palestine, and particularly in the Gaza Strip, along with the Palestinian government led by Sheikh Ismail Haniya. They all thank you very much for all the support, the aid, the solidarity, the love that you have given to them. Without your help, the situation inside the Gaza Strip would be much more difficult than it is right now. Today, inshallah, I'm going to speak about the three important events, two historical ones and one religious. The first historical event is the Nakba, which took place in 1948, on the 15th of May, 1948. Nakba means catastrophe. The second one is the Naksa. It is another calamity or catastrophe for the Palestinians and for the Arabs. It is the defeat. Naksa means defeat or setback. The third one is the most sacred religious event for us, which we have celebrated a short time ago, which is the Isra wal Mi'raj, the night journey when Allah Azza wa Jalla brought our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam from Mecca to Jerusalem and Palestine. First of all, let me talk briefly about the Nakba, which as I said, took place in 1948. The Nakba is a Palestinian term that refers to the robbery of Palestine. When Palestine, the Holy Land of Palestine, was stolen from the Arabs and the Muslims in 1948, and the establishment of the so-called Israel. The Palestinians at that time, they were living peacefully in their own land when they were attacked by the Zionists, by the Jews. Many Palestinians were killed. Hundreds and thousands of them were massacred. Almost 1,750,000 Palestinians were forced to leave their lands. Many Palestinian cities, towns, and villages were simply vanished. They were ethnically cleansed. Almost 500 towns, cities, and villages were wiped. Palestinians were forced to leave their own lands after the brutal attacks committed by the Zionists. They have used a systematic way to frighten people, to intimidate them by slaying some Palestinians in certain places, like the massacres that took place in Deir Yassin, for example. People started to hear the news about this, so in order to save their lives, they just fled and they escaped their houses, thinking and hoping that the Arab countries, the Arab armies would come and fight the Zionists and defeat them. Many of the Palestinians refused to be away from their homes, so they decided to go to either the West Bank or to the Gaza Strip, where they live in tents, as you can see, and they took the keys of their houses with them, hoping that inshallah within 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, a year, they would come back, return to their houses. But unfortunately, this dream did not come true, but inshallah it will come true in the future. This is a map of Palestine. All the red dots represent the 500 Palestinian towns and cities that were wiped out, and other Zionist and Israeli towns were built instead. The green ones are the towns that are still or do exist up till now. You see, Palestine is a very small place. It is really small, very tiny compared to other places or districts like in Malaysia. As I said, Palestinians have taken the keys of their homes with them, hoping that they will come back. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, up till now, all the Palestinians dream and believe that they will return, inshallah. This is a sacred right that we are going to get, inshallah Rabbil Alameen. Not only the old people who are still keeping the keys of their homes, but also the kids, the babies, they are being fed the love of Palestine, the love of their original places from their own grandparents. And it's not only the old people or the young ones, it's not only the ordinary people, but I'm sure that you know this man who's holding the key. This is Sheikh Ismail Haniyeh, the Prime Minister of Palestine, not only Gaza. He, in many occasions, insists the fact that inshallah we will return and we will never give up our right to liberating our own right to return, to perform jihad and to struggle until we liberate the whole Palestine, inshallah. The next event that also we recently celebrated is the Naksa. The Naksa took place on the 5th of June, 1967, almost 46 years ago. And the Naksa, as I said, means the defeat. The 3 complete 7-year countries with very strong armies confronted the so-called State of Israel. Egypt, Syria, and Jordan, as well as Iraq also. Iraq also participated in that war. It is called also the War of 6 Days or the 6-Day War. In this war, the Zionist entity managed to defeat the 3 armies within 6 days. Only 6 days they managed to defeat the 3 countries, not only to defeat them, but to kill almost 25,000 Arab soldiers and people. And how many Jewish people were killed? Only 800. 800 from the Zionists were killed, while 25,000 from the Arabs were killed. Also, the military ability or facilities or power of the three countries, almost 80% of their power were destroyed by the Israeli army, and only 2% of the Zionist power were damaged or destroyed. In the first strike during the war, the Zionist army managed to destroy 388 airplanes from the Egyptian army. 388 in one strike. The whole planes of the Egyptians were 422. Almost all the Air Force were destroyed while being on the ground. There was a pure and clear treason at that time. The planes had shelters, but nobody used them. And also the leaders of the Egyptian army, the minister of war in the Egyptian army, some good soldiers noticed that the Zionist planes were coming to hit them using their radars. So they tried to call their minister, but he did not answer because he was flying somewhere else. While, on the contrary, the Zionists noticed, once they noticed one airplane, and they didn't know whether it was a military plane or not, or a civil one. So they just called their minister of war, and he was having a shower, he just replied to them and said, "Down it." They said, "We don't know whether they are civilians or not." They said, "Kill all of them." Because he has real love for his country. He doesn't want to go in any kind of adventure without to cause any damage to his people or not. Down them and kill them and be sure that no one from the Jewish people will be harmed. At the end of that war, the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, Jerusalem, Al-Quds, the Golan Heights, and Sinai were all occupied by the Zionists. The full occupation of Palestine happened at that time, and the main goal for them, for the Zionists, was attained by occupying Jerusalem. The Zionist army managed to enter Al-Quds, Beit al-Maqdis, and to occupy all of it. Remember that this war happened just in 6 days. Now, let us move towards Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, the night journey, when God, Allah Azza wa Jal, brought Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam from Mecca to Al-Quds, and then he ascended to heavens. And before I talk about this, again I want to focus on one important fact, which is the differentiation between Qubbat al-Sakhra, the Dome of the Rock, and the real Al-Aqsa Mosque. This is Al-Aqsa Mosque, while this one is the Dome of the Rock. We need to differentiate between them. Al-Aqsa Mosque is the whole area, the land itself, not the two mosques, but the mosque that is called Al-Aqsa is this one, not the mosque with the golden dome. As you know, I'm sure that every one of you is aware of the night journey when Rasulullah ﷺ was brought from Mecca to Palestine, to Al-Quds, Beit al-Maqdis. But I'd like to focus on a few things, few facts. Allah Azza wa Jal is capable of doing everything. He could just tell Muhammad ﷺ to go directly from his bed directly to heaven, without having the trouble, but let's say without having all this thing to happen to bring him from Mecca to Beit al-Maqdis. But this thing wants to happen to show the importance of Beit al-Maqdis, to tell us that Al-Quds is very important for every single Muslim, not only for the Palestinians. Allah Azza wa Jal has brought our Prophet to Bayt al-Maqdis, where he brought all the prophets and messengers from the times of Adam alayhi salam till the days of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to say that the religious leadership is being given to a different people rather than Bani Israel or the sons of Israel. That the religious leadership will be among a different nation, a different prophet, the Muslim nation and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is also very important to know that the Palestinian cause, the Palestinian issue, is not a political one, like some of our leaders in the past and up till now, all the time say to people. At the first beginning, they kept saying that the Palestinian issue is a national one. There is nothing to be done by anybody but the Arabs. This is a national one. This issue is all about the Arabs only. Then they started to say, no, it is about the Palestinians. The Palestinians should solve their own problems alone. While the Zionists, since they arrived to Palestine, they keep saying that we are coming here to defend our religious right. This is the land of our ancestors. This is the land of Sulaiman alayhi salam. This is the land of David, Dawood alayhi salam. So this is our right. Though they are liars, pure liars. Sulaiman alayhi salam is not their own prophet. He is ours. And it is clear in the Holy Quran from the first beginning that Ibrahim alayhi salam, Abraham, the father of all the prophets, it is clearly mentioned in the Holy Quran, ما كان إبراهيم يهوديا ولا نصرانيا ولكن كان حنيفا مسلما. Abraham was not neither a Jew nor a Christian. He was a Muslim. So the Quran again says, يا أهل الكتاب لما تحاجون في إبراهيم وما أنزلت التوراة والإنجيل إلا من بعده. Even the Torah, the holy book of the Jews, was revealed to Moses, peace be upon him, after the days of Abraham. How can you say that you belong to Abraham? So they kept saying that our world, our existence is a religious one. While we Muslims, we keep saying, no, it is only Arabs and Palestinians. So there is another thing that we want to talk about during the journey of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. During the night of Isra and Mi'raj, he was, as you know, taken by the Buraq. It's not a Buraq, but I'll tell you what's this. But a Buraq, as you know, it is an animal which is smaller than a horse and bigger than a mule, with 2 wings. When Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told the people of Quraysh, the people of Mecca, after he came back from Al-Mi'raj, he told them that I was taken by Al-Buraq. It is an animal with 2 wings. The Jews there in both Mecca and Medina started to listen carefully. They were very, very interested in this. Because in their temple, in their shrines, in their synagogues, they have statues of 2 horses with wings. And this shows that Muhammad ﷺ was truthful when he said this, because it reveals and it tells us that Al-Buraq, it was not the first time for him to come to earth. It seems that he came, for example, for Moses ﷺ or for any other prophets. That's why the Jews had these statues in their temples. Let's move from the story of Isra Mi'raj to the current situation in Palestine right now, and particularly in Al-Quds. Let's talk about Al-Quds first of all, and then inshallah we'll talk about the Gaza Strip and other places. Right now, the situation in the West Bank and in Jerusalem, Al-Quds, Bayt al-Maqdis, is really, really bad. The whole West Bank is being divided by this separation wall, or this apartheid wall. As you can see, these are huge walls. Look at the bulldozer, how small it is compared to the wall. These walls are in all the West Bank, dividing the places and making the West Bank as cells, as prisons. Each place is surrounded by these strong and huge concrete walls. And again, this is a proof for the truthfulness of our Quran. It is mentioned in the Holy Quran, لا يقاتلونكم إلا في قرى محصنة أو وراء جدر. They don't fight you unless they were in very fortified villages or behind walls. The Jews, the Zionists, are very skilled at making fortresses and fortified walls like these. You see how long? Hundreds of kilometers all around different cities in the West Bank and in Jerusalem. The people there, they are not given the right to go and pray in Al-Aqsa Mosque, in our Aqsa Mosque, not mine, in Al-Aqsa Mosque for the whole Muslims. People inside Al-Aqsa are being intimidated. The Zionists are trying all the time to spread a state of horror, a state of fear, to force the people inside Jerusalem and inside the West Bank and even inside the whole Palestine to leave their houses. And this is the systematic way that they used since the establishment of the so-called Israel. They all the time want to dismiss the Arabs and Muslims from the occupied places so that they have a pure Jewish state. They used to talk about the Jewish state secretly, but right now they declared it officially, and unfortunately, some of our so-called, our leaders, they agreed and they said you have the right to have a Jewish state. As I said, they intimidate and they all the time try to bother people, to offend them, to hit them, to kill them, to arrest them, to put them under house arrest. Even the schoolgirls are being attacked by them. See, this is a harmless girl, armless girl, being offended by fully armed soldiers. You see, this is their evil nature. This is a Muslim lady being attacked by their teenagers. And you know, if you want to recognize a Jew, I'm sorry to keep saying Jew. By the way, we don't have anything negative against the Jews because they are Jews. We fight them, we hate them because they occupy our land. We don't fight them or hate them because they are Jews. But subhanAllah, it comes to be that the occupiers of our land are Jewish people, are Jews. That's why we fight them and hate them. If they were Arabs, we would fight them. If they were our own cousins and brothers, I mean our cousins were fight our land, we would fight them. If you want to recognize a Jew, you can recognize him from his appearance. They have small hats, they call it kippah, like this one. Like the one on the kids' hair. And also they have, you have one? This one. And also, the religious ladies wear long skirts like these. They do not, sometimes they don't cover their hair, but they wear long skirts like these. They have also, what do you call it? Long hair. I forget the name of this one. And also they, I'll show you now, like these ones. These robes, you see, here this one has a kippah, I guess. No, this one has one too. You see this one, I mean, this one. The long hair next to the ear. So they all the time try to intimidate people as this. They are fully armed, go to the streets in groups. They do not dare to attack Palestinians individually. they cannot confront the Palestinians. One Palestinian I'll show you now, one Palestinian trying to confront a group of rabbis, very religious Jews. So this is the state there in Jerusalem. They don't allow the people to go and pray inside the mosque. They know that people are going to pray, not to do anything harmful for them. Yet, they don't allow them. That's why all the people who are not allowed to pray there, they pray outside Al-Haram, outside Bayt al-Maqdis, I mean Al-Aqsa Mosque or the Dome of the Rock. You see, people here are very close. This is the Dome of Al-Aqsa, this is the Dome of Qubbat al-Safra al-Musharrafa, and these people are praying outside it because they were not given permit to enter. By the way, they only give permits for very old people. I'm not sure whether 45 or older, and not all the people who are 45 years old. Only the old people, and some of them are allowed to pray inside the Al-Aqsa Mosque. And even if people manage to go there and pray, they also are subjected to being attacked by the Zionists. These are some of the special forces. The Zionist one, if you come here, you can even read what is written here, Mishtara. Mishtara means police. They attack people sometimes and at the first beginning using tear gas, then rubber bullets, then plastic bullets, and then live ammunition. And many massacres, and I mean the word massacres, many massacres were committed inside Al-Aqsa. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a clear photo of a massacre inside Al-Aqsa, but I got one inside Al-Haram al-Ibrahimi. Al-Haram al-Ibrahimi in Hebron, it is as sacred as Al-Aqsa Mosque, because it is the place where our Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, the father of all prophets, were living there. This is a Zionist man called Goldstein. Goldstein, on one occasion, people, peaceful prayers were praying Al-Fajr prayer in Haram al-Ibrahimi Mosque, and while they were making ruku', he started to spray them with his M16 automatic rifle. He killed many of them till other prayers managed to attack him and kill him. At the end of the investigation of the Zionist entity, they said he is mad, despite the fact he was a doctor. He was a doctor and he was supposed to give mercy to people, to cure people, not to kill them. But this is their evil nature. As you know, they do not only kill people, they kill people, uproot trees, destroy walls, destroy buildings. That's why Rasulullah said, لا تقوم الساعة حتى تقاتل اليهود أن تشرقوا النهر والغربية وحتى يقول الشجر والحجر يا مسلم يا الله عدوي ويهودي خلفي تعال فاقتل. The day of judgment will not take place, will not happen until you fight the Jews, until trees and stones will call the Muslims, O Muslim, O servant of Allah Azza wa Jal, there is a Jew hiding behind me, come and kill him. Even the trees and the walls want to take revenge of the killers of the prophets